in Arlington, Vermont. Well, we survived the night, and no, these guys didn't attack, and that's good. But there was some noises in the night. We didn't know what it was because it was in our room. As it turned out, last night I was wondering about this thing, if it worked. And it turns out it does. It's the radiator. It actually was creaking and making some noises and stuff. Just the normal things that it would do, but we're not, of course, used to that. So it's a little bit warm to the touch there. Pretty cool. And yes, she didn't attack either, so that was good. We're getting ready to head out to have some breakfast. This is a full bed and breakfast, and so we're going to have some of their breakfast here in just a minute, and then we will go sightseeing. We'll take you along.
The owners of the inn, Buzz and Tabitha, and they were telling us some of the history. This is the main house here that was built in 1848. This is the parsonage, and it was actually built back in the 1830s.
It's the parsonage for this church that's across the street right there.
And then there's another house back behind that you can't see from here. But we found out Norman Rockwell came and stayed here. And he actually stayed in the same room, in our little cougar room, that we stayed in, which, by the way, the bed was super comfortable. The breakfast this morning was wonderful. We had French toast and bacon and fruit and coffee and homemade blueberry muffins, and Ron had pancakes. Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
It was really awesome, yeah.
And then they showed us this book that they had found that was up on a bookshelf, and these are the new recent owners that just bought this in like a couple months ago.
Yeah, and in August, I think they said.
Yes, I think that's what it was. And so they found a book on the bookshelf, and it's actually a signed registry of several of the guests all the way back to the 1888 that stayed here. So, and we took some pictures of the book. It's so cool. We'll post those.
What I did not know when we were staying here last night is right across the street back there is a cemetery. And I was walking all along this road. That would have been a little spooky at night with the fog and the rain and stuff. So we're having a great time. We're going to take you on our adventure now around the area. We're going to drive and see more of this and the fall foliage. So we've stopped at this little apple orchard. They have pumpkins and apple butter and all kinds of everything apple. They've got apple cider, things like that. And it occurred to me that I have never seen apples growing on a tree. This is them right here. we are currently coming to you live from Bennington, Vermont, and we are at a Walmart.
It's a really pretty Walmart.
We're the only
it's
ones.
Not blue or gray.
We're the only ones in the parking lot, or probably in the world, taking video of a Walmart and admiring the beauty of it. It's pretty cool. And then off to the back, right back there, right there, that is the Bennington Monument, which we're gonna go see here in just a minute. So
but then do a view of the mountains behind here. Keep going, keep going. Full circle, full circle.
I think that I don't think. Yeah. Right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So pretty.
Kind of low-hanging clouds today. So, anyway, as people walk by looking at us, but Walmart. So the Walmart is pretty nice. Looks pretty much like any other Walmart. But tell them what we just discovered.
If you look right down here, there are no plastic bags because they don't do plastic bags here anymore. So you have to buy reusable shopping bags. That's our discovery for today.
So for a year, they have not had plastic bags. You have to buy shopping bags. Interesting. So we are coming to you from Bennington, Vermont, and behind us is the tallest monument in this area, and it's the Bennington Monument. It is really tall, and this area is incredibly beautiful. I'm going to pan around real quick and show you what it is. But these houses that are back in here, I mean, just gorgeous houses. And might I add that I wish that my fescue in my backyard looked like this. And unfortunately it doesn't, but the way they have this mowed is very neat. And do you want to tell them a little bit about the monument?
It was constructed in 1891 to commemorate the Battle of Bennington. That was the turning point, considered one of the turning points of the Revolutionary War.
Very cool. And the Battle of Bennington happened in
1777.
Yeah.
And the monument was constructed almost 120 years later.
I think Carly and JC both have learned about this in their history class, so we're actually seeing history right now. So that's going to wrap up this portion of our trip. We had a great time here at the Arlington Inn. Our hosts, Buzz and Tabitha, who are the new owners of this inn, they're doing a lot to really help preserve the history and also improve things. So we saw a lot of that going on today. And they're just putting a lot of heart and soul into it. They're very nice people, very down to earth, didn't you think? And
Yeah.
Tell them what they were saying about their own house.
Yeah, they actually bought Norman Rockwell's old house that he used to live in here. He had a house here. And then they now own this. They just acquired this property in August, I think they said. And Norman Rockwell actually stayed in the room that we are staying in.
Right here.
So crazy.
In our room.
Yeah. I
And they
never
made
slept in that bed, but he stayed here in this room. So anyways, what this feels like staying here is like we have stepped back in time to an era. I mean, we have a TV in the room, but we haven't even turned it on because we've just enjoyed the quiet and the peace and all of the antiques and even the creepy dogs. I had to ask him about that. I was like, I feel like the creepy dog's eyes are like following us everywhere. See, I'm like, and he teased me and told me there were cameras inside the dogs. And I was like, what? What? He goes, do you feel like they're following you? Because they are. And I was like, oh my gosh. I go, not really, right? And he goes, no, not really. He goes, that would be so illegal. So they're really, really nice people. Retired. He's retired from a publishing company, and she's retired from the corporate world. They both had served in the corporate world. So really great people. And it's just been fun to explore the area and see all of the history here. I think that's one part of this trip I did not expect as much of, is the history of this area. I mean, a lot of these homes have been built in the 1800s and the early 1900s. We kind of have commented about how some of them are so dimly lit, but I think there's a lot more lamps and lanterns and maybe not as much ceiling lighting that's been put in these homes because they're just older. So it's really been neat. And the views we got today of the mountains and some of the colors and just have just been brilliant. And this trip is just so cool. So
to wrap this portion up, just stay tuned. Tomorrow we're heading from here to northern Vermont, and if things go as planned, we are going to see a famous president's gravesite.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting to me.
Yeah.
And
we're going to go for a little trek over the Green Mountains. So some of our views tomorrow should be spectacular. And we're told the further north we go that some of the color changes and even gets more brilliant. And we're praying the sun comes out tomorrow, because I think the sun came out a little later this afternoon. And it started kind of lighting up some of the trees, and it was just beautiful. So really hoping we have a sunny day tomorrow to capture all the glory of the color up here.
So stay tuned. We'll see you around the bend.